Hi friends, it's Andrea and I'm here with another stocking stuffer idea. How many days are we to Christmas now? It's Wednesday, so we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it's Christmas. So about 4 days, depending where you are in the world. So I've actually never made this particular project before. I've made a variation of it, but we're gonna actually be sewing the prototype together. Welcome everyone, it's nice to see you. Take a minute and, hi Suzette. Take a minute and drop your location in the chat so everybody knows where you are. So again, this is the third stocking stuffer video. Hi Diane, great to see you. So this one I'm calling a taco cord keeper. So we're gonna try to craft it out of 4 small cuts of fabric. So it's a great scrap buster. Everybody has cords. It's gonna be on the larger size, not huge, but big enough to hold like, I hope like sewing machine cords or, oh geez, I just feel like I have cords everywhere. Anyways, it's probably too big for like earbuds and things like that, but we'll see how it works out. It should be okay. So for this project here, and I have a very small, I have the camera situation figured out so you can see me. I hope you can hear me, but I don't have that much surface space to work on here. So hopefully you can see this fabric. Eventually I will get this figured out. Okay, so these are 5 by 5 squares, and I have 4 of them. This print is really fun. I can't remember who the designer is, though. I got it at my local quilt shop, and I started cutting up the fabric so that I can quilt with it. And then here's the other print here. It's a nice little graphic. Thank you, Suzette. I'm glad that the audio's okay. I actually have a microphone I can hook up, but I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, so 2 of the 5 by 5 squares have fusible fleece on the back, and 2 do not. You're also going to need a circle that's smaller than whatever size square you decide to use. I don't think I'd go too much bigger than 5 inches for this because I think it might be too floppy. But again, we're gonna see what happens. So this is a coffee can lid from that espresso mix. Maybe I can't, it's like Cafe Bustelo. It's not terribly expensive. If you did just need to buy a can so you have the right size lid. This lid is approximately 4 inches in diameter. So this is gonna give us a perfect fit for this. So what I want to do is the ones with the fusible fleece are going to be the front and the back of this. So I'm going to place one of the squares with the fusible fleece face up on the cutting table, and then I'm going to take the 2 squares that do not have any interfacing, and I'm going to fold those in half, wrong sides facing, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick press so that those lay nice and flat. Let me see, I'm going to get my other computer up so I can read your messages there. The sound was great a few minutes ago, but there's a background noise. I know. Oh my gosh. We have forced air heat in this house. It's driving me insane. It's like, you know, it's not that it's an unpleasant sound, but it's like that wind sound all the time. I've been Googling like ways to make it quieter. I even have all the vents closed in here. The heat is turned way down low, so it hopefully doesn't cut on as much, but it is annoying to me. If anyone is married to or you are an HVAC specialist and have ideas how I can make that like constant wind fan noise go away, would be amazing. I do not have the unit set on the auto, or rather continuous fan. It's just on auto. It only turns on when it's on, but it is annoying, Karen. Yeah, so it's on now, but hopefully if I talk loud enough, you can hear me over that. Okay, so again, just to review, 5-inch square, face up, that has fusible fleece. You press the 2 squares in half that do not, wrong sides facing, so you can see pretty sides on both. And you're gonna put the folded edge towards the center. Boy, that fusible fleece really shrinks up the fabric. I would say by a solid 1/4 inch, because these were all 5-inch squares. So keep that in mind. You're gonna have then the ones without the fusible fleece are gonna be a little larger, which actually probably is a good thing, and they're gonna be overhanging. So the folded edge is right at center. You want that to butt up nice and neat, and then all the edges around are raw. I'm gonna bring that a little closer to you so you can see. And then this last piece with the fusible fleece is gonna get positioned right on there, but this is a directional print, so I wanna make sure that I have my pattern going in the same direction. I think some of the words will still end up being, you can hear Karen. Yeah, it's annoying. It is. That's one of the first things I said when I walked in this house after we had already moved in. I was like, what is that sound? It's white noise, but still, it's bothersome to me. I like to create in quietness. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pin. These are very flat. They're the tulip pins. Don't put anything chunky on this to hold all those layers together, okay? Because it's gonna mess up the circle if you do. So I have those nice flat tulip pins in there. And then I'm going to take my coffee can, which still has a little espresso on it. And luckily that has a raised lip, so you could probably get away with traditional pins in that. And I'm just gonna center that right on top of this. And then I have an ink pen that I'm gonna trace around that. If you're just joining us, we are making another stocking stuffer that would be good for humans of all ages who have technology in their life or cords. I'm calling it a taco cord keeper. We're gonna see. This is the first time I've ever made one, but I had the idea, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So now I have my I have my circle traced on my squares. And what I wanna do now, actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I might be doing this wrong because I can sew all the way around this. But how am I gonna get it open? Because my plan is to turn it. Okay, it will still work, but what I'm gonna do before I sew this is I'm gonna take back off that little template that has the circle on it, and I'm going to use my rotary cutter, hopefully. I don't know where I could have gotten away. I hope it didn't fall behind my desk. I heard something fall back there. Can anyone find my rotary cutter? There it is, because yesterday I was sewing over there. Okay, so I'm going to take the rotary cutter and the ruler, and right in the center of this, I'm just going to make a 2-inch slit. I want to keep that pretty tidy. Okay, and then I'm going to put this back on top of that, and I want that slit running horizontal, so my folds are running vertical. That slit is going to run horizontal, and it's just the 2 inches right at center on the interfaced or fused piece of material, so that won't fray. Okay, then I can get my pins back in there, and now I'm just going to stitch right on top of that circle. Who do we have here? We have Jean, Suzette, Diane, Karen. Great to see you all. Thank you for joining me. It's probably dinner time for most of you. Everybody in my house is out running around, so I'm going to take advantage of this moment and make something. And now you can't see the machine. Let's see if I can get that fixed. I'm still trying to perfect this space here. I had it set up where I like to work in it, but it's not good for recording because the camera has to be on the other side. So it's a continuous work in progress. Oh, before I forget to tell you guys, I have been heads down for 2 days working feverishly on the website. So that's one of those things that's kind of like a rabbit hole. Once I go in, like with the graphic design and all that, it is all consuming to me. So seriously, 2 days of my life have been sucked up in web design. I love it, but if I were actually a web designer for a living, I would probably like fall off the face of the earth and be a hermit, because it's so all-encompassing for me. So anyways, when you get a chance, not now, hop on over to Sewspire.com and check out the new look. And then also, in reference to the link, my brain was ahead of me there, anyone who is a member of Studio 365, I have changed that link. So you used to go to AndreaMarieChapman.com. I did away with that, and I'm rebranding the whole community Sewspire Studio 365.com. The 3 and the 6 and the 5 are numerals. So if you go to Sewspire.com, you'll see the links for Studio 365, and that's how you'll be able to log into your account and access all our meetups and all of that. So hello, Pat. Merry Christmas. So I'm going to be sending out an email to everyone that's on the mailing list and giving you the schedule for the first quarter of 2024 and stuff. But I just wanted to mention to anybody who might be checking in over at Studio 365 that while everyone was busy with their Christmas shopping, I went to work and rebranded both platforms. So I personally love the look and the colors scheme that I came up with, but have a look for yourself and see if you like it. It's nice and clean and simplified, so that makes me happy. Okay, so I'm just going to sew all the way around my circle right on that line that I made. I have a 2.0 stitch length. I'm working on my Juki TL 2000 QI. I've got a 9014 needle in there and some lovely Aurifil cotton thread. So when you're working on a circle, you have to go slow, obviously, and you have to rotate that fabric so you can stay on the line. Is anybody still sewing for Christmas or holiday gifts? Because you can be making housewarming gifts and hostess gifts. Okay, and then as you come back around to your starting point, back stitch and make sure that's nice and secure. Okay, then you can remove your straight pins and you're gonna want to clip this within a 1/4 inch. Pinking shears would be amazing for this, and I'm not even going to hunt for those right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my awesome scissors to trim this up, and it's no problem to trim this. And with the fusible fleece, everything should stay in place. You will want a hot iron once we turn this around, so now's a great time to heat up the iron. You still have time, that's right, Diane. Oh, I'm excited for you to see it too, Suzette. Let me know if you like it. Okay, so then you're gonna reach inside that 2-inch slit and carefully turn this around. And once you get some of that through there, it will get easier, but the turning stick is gonna be helpful. I also have some of our events in the calendar as well, so if you do hop over to the Sewspire Studio 365.com, you can see what the schedule's going to be looking like. Okay, I'm making good progress here. So while you have your fingers in that little hole, go ahead and cruise along that perimeter and try and push that seam as nice and flat as possible. Okay, so right now you still have the slit in the back side. Now go ahead, give it a good press right now and just start getting everything flat again. All right, so on one side I have the slit, and then on the other side I have those 2 little sleeves. So I want to hide the slit, so I'm going to turn those little pocket sleeves over to the other side, and then I'm going to press this again. I want to make sure though that as much of that edge is out as possible, so it's nice and round. So now I'm going to give it one more press. A toilet paper round drawstring bag. Oh, that is so cute, Pat. Oh, Karen's still sewing. Was there a pattern, Pat, for that? Or a tutorial? And actually a toilet paper size little round drawstring bag by itself sounds adorable. Okay, so now your little pockets, if you will, should be very, very close together. And that slit, remember, is running in the opposite direction. So I think you can bring those together so that they sit up nice and close to each other. And I think you can run a stitch down each side. If I were on my other machine and had some decorative stitches, that would be perfect. Like the blanket stitch that I used last night would be beautiful, but I don't want to have to move all the way over to the other machine to do that and mess up my camera. So what I'm going to do is stitch right on that edge of each of those little pockets so I can make sure that this is sealed up. Okay, this is what I have now. You can't even, I can't even see that slit because I think the glue on the fusible fleece just cinched all that up nice and tight. Okay, so this area there where I stitched, that's going to be the fold for this little taco. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another press. And I rather like the colorful side of this, of course, but I think the color is going to be on the inside because this graphic print, of course, doesn't have the opening at all in it. So the next step is to install a snap right at the top there, and then the cord will lay in the middle of the taco and it will snap shut. So have you all seen this type of cord keeper before? And you can make them in all different sizes. You just need the right size circle. Okay, so I have just standard snaps here. And some of them have finished caps, but they're much smaller, so hopefully they will work. I'll try. I don't know if they'll go through all the layers of fabric. When I'm working with these 4-prong snaps, I actually like to double dip and put the nice cap on each side. And it's been a long time since I worked with these because now I have the cam press. I didn't want to waste a magnetic snap on this tiny project though. So the prong snaps have 4 parts, but I double dip and take 2 of the nice caps, especially since these are on the outside. You could, of course, before you sealed up the 2 little pockets, you could install it under the flap. However, you would want to add some interfacing to those little pockets then, even if it's just a little square, because over time the prongs would rip through there. Okay, so I want center on this so I can put my snap in the middle. And so it worked out to be right at 4 inches. So center is going to be right at 2 inches. And like I said, these prongs are not very deep, so I'm not positive that these snaps will work. If not, I have bigger ones here, but they don't have the decorative cap, so it'll look kind of boring. And it may or may not be in there. I can't really see the prongs, so I'm a little hesitant. I think I'm going to try these bigger ones. And you have to keep the snap out of that seam because that's just too much fabric. So come in at least 1/4 inch from the edge. And I wish I knew what size these snaps were so I could tell you, but they're out of their package. The bigger ones are definitely the way to go. Okay, so I have 1 set of prongs in there. I'm just going to set that male portion of the snap right on top of there and cover your ears. I'm going to hammer. Oop, it bounced right off. That didn't work, guys. I wish I had the bigger snaps. Try again. Okay. These snaps are being so feisty. Oh my goodness, it didn't work again. 3rd time has to be a charm. I think there's a reason why I had these in the drawer. I don't like them, or they don't like me. And also I can't find my good hammer. I have so much stuff still missing from this move. I won't be able to get to it until this summer. Okay, one more time. Okay, I think that one's in there. You can't see it with this busy print. And then well, that was the female side installed, then the male side goes in that, and then you should be able to line up your taco and get the next part of that snap in place. The trick is getting it through all that fleece and be on the seam, which has, of course, multiple layers. That's why you use that nice little skinny seam allowance and trim that down, but you don't want to trim too close and then have your seam rip out. Okay, I got it in place. Hopefully this one is not as problematic. There is something satisfying about hammering, but I apologize. Ah, it didn't work. Oh my gosh. Let's see old snaps. Don't buy cheap snaps. It's not worth it. Buy the good ones. I used to get my snaps from snapsource.com. Those are the good ones. Okay, if you had good quality snaps, the Dritz snaps are nice as well, but pricey. Snapsource.com has good quality snaps with sharp, long prongs. These are short, weak prongs. The only good thing about these snaps is they're white, so they're gonna look nice with the outsides are white. They'll look nice with this fabric. Okay. Keep giving it a good whack until I know it's in there. Dare I test it? Phew, it worked. Okay, here's my little taco cord keeper. If you had a decorative snap. Aw, Ireland, that's amazing. What time is it there? There we go, it's a little taco cord keeper. Now I want to try and find a cord and show you how it works. I can use this. I hope it's big enough for the sewing machine cord. Let's see. You'll get the gist of it at least. No, not big enough for the sewing machine cord. Uh-oh, I hear Timmy barking. How about I don't know what you call these. USB-C cords. Let's see if that works. I'm glad you like it, Suzette. It looks like it's gonna be perfect for the USB-C. Yep. Here we go. So a 5-inch circle will net you a 4-inch taco that is perfect for the USB-Cs. If you were so inclined and you made a little 3-pack of these, you know how they serve the tacos in 3-packs? It would be super cute. So it is an easy project. It took me longer to get the snap in place than anything. It's a great scrap buster and they look cute as heck stacked up in a row. But for larger cords, you're gonna need a larger circle. And my concern would be if you get too much past 6 inches, I think it's gonna be a little too floppy. I suppose you could add a second snap if you like. So let me show you quick the other 2 projects that have been in this series in case you didn't get a chance to watch the video. Yesterday, we made a simple fleece blanket from 2 yards of fleece. The fleece is on sale, like 50% off right now at Joann's. They have a huge selection, so you could get 2 yards there for a great price, and that makes a really nice size blanket that is a good size for teens or adults. If you're sewing for a child, you could get away probably with 1 yard. And then you use variegated thread and the fancy stitches on your sewing machine. And because it's just the 1 layer of fleece with the mitered corner frame, you can roll this up nice and tight and still fit it in one of the bigger stockings. So if you kind of wanted to take a, easy way out of this, make 1 blanket and stuff some little candy in their stocking and you're good to go. If you have an embroidery machine, you could monogram this or put something fun in the corner. So I personally love that idea. And this fleece that I worked with, it's actually from the Hobby Lobby. It washed up beautifully, and it isn't even attracting the lint or anything. So I was very happy with the quality of that. And then the day before, I taught you how to make this darling tea wallet, which definitely is multi-purpose. You could reuse this for something else, but I think a lot of people would enjoy having a little tea wallet. And then you can tie this in a bow or a knot. If it were easier for you, you could just use like a little elastic band around here as well. You could also work in a snap closure on this too. So those are the 3 gifts, or stocking stuffers rather, they're gifts too, that I have come up with so far. I will be back tomorrow for sure. That's Thursday and Friday and Saturday. I'm unsure about Sunday because I know we have a lot going on here. So Sunday's a maybe, but my goal was to give you 7 handmade stocking stuffers. So I'm almost halfway there. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And if you will, hop over to Sewspire.com. Let me know what you think of the new look and the design. I've spent 2 days working really hard on that. And Sewspire Studio 365.com as well. I'm trying to mesh up the 2 looks. I changed the banner on the YouTube channel, but I'm going to keep working on that. I'm not thrilled with that yet. So soon I will have everything back to Sewspire. Some of you may remember last year I tried to pivot and bring everything under my name, and I had actually a logical reason for doing that, which I will explain to you in the end of year video. But the bottom line is I tried it for a year and I wasn't getting the results that I had hoped for. So when you try something for an extended period of time, and a year is long enough, then you pivot, and this is the direction we're going. But I'm super excited about the channel for 2024, and I have lots of fun planned for you. But first, we have to make all these stocking stuffers. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you in advance for checking out Sewspire.com and letting me know what you think of the new look. I'll see you tomorrow.